So I've just been at the shelter again today. Just came to have a bit of time to myself. As you can see, the shelter's really cool. You know, it's I'm a big person, and there's, you know, plenty of room for me to move around and take care of whatever I have to do here. I'm going to be heading out in a little bit. I've pretty much been here since early this morning. It's getting into the afternoon now. I've just spent the day stocking up the wood pile a bit. I was hoping to get some mushrooming done, but unfortunately the snow that we recently had has trashed the oyster mushrooms that I had kind of earmarked for harvesting today. So anyway, I spotted some other mushrooms along the way down, and I'm going to just check with some of the folk who know a lot about mushrooms, see what it is, and if they're harvestable, and maybe pick those up on Sunday or so. It's a bit like laundry day here. I've just got a lot of damp stuff, wet stuff that's just drying. Alright. Now I've just got a moderate fire going outside, and what is the inside temperature here? So it's sitting pretty much on 60 degrees Fahrenheit. And just below 16 degrees Celsius, so it's not a bad temperature. So it is pretty cold outside. Alright, let's see. So one thing, these little spaces, everything has to do double duty, bungee cords and become washing lines and all sorts. Yeah, you can really feel this heat pushing through the plastic screen here. So when I got here this morning, this was 8 degrees Celsius. What is that? So about 48 degrees Fahrenheit, I suppose. So the temperature is definitely been changed with the screen down and the fire running. And say I've not dressed. I've just got a polyester shirt on at the moment with this light, I don't know, sweatery type thing. Long sleeve t-shirt, I suppose, is a better term for it. Anyway, so these little lamps are pretty cool. This is just one of those adjustable LEDs. People have said to me, why don't I use solar powered lights that you get you get those little inflatable LED solar ones. But unfortunately, with me being in the forest and with our current weather conditions, there's very little. I suppose there's no real window for much sun getting to it, so it's kind of it's an exercise of futility trying to get it charged and use it. So batteries are easy enough to bring in and out, and plus I leave these things wrapped up and insulated when I go, which does save them. I don't just leave them dangling here, which would really wear the batteries out, because obviously it drops to way below freezing up in the mountains overnight. So this was a cheap little thing. I got it for about $9. You get versions of this which you can pay a whole bunch more money for, but I suppose like anything, if you don't beat on it and throw it to the ground, it's probably going to last as long as the more expensive ones. And I like that it's adjustable. This was just a suspended one a friend of mine gave me. It's a flashlight, or it's a LED strip, or it's both. So it's just one of those gimmick things, but it doesn't take up much space, and it provides quite a bit of light. So it's pretty cool. The fire's burning on quite nice. It's one thing with wool, when it gets wet it keeps you warm, but you can't have it too wet, otherwise it starts becoming counterproductive. This has got a little bit wet on today's adventure, just around the collar and that, but it's drying out with this reflected heat coming through from the fire. So this is holding at about a steady 16 degrees, which is nice. It's great. So if you're able to maintain 16 degrees inside with freezing temperatures outside, that would be ample to keep you comfortable. I haven't actually checked the outside temperature, but it's probably about, I don't know, 50 out there. A little bit colder with the wind. Alright, well, I'm probably going to wrap it up now. So, you guys have yourselves a great weekend and have fun.